Okay, so now we have our chart all ready to go. The next thing we want to do is we actually want to save this as a picture. So we can select our chart, and then I try to click right on the line. I'll right click, and you'll notice that I have the option, you may not notice because you may not be able to see it, save as picture. And if you get that option, you just click save as picture. And I'm going to call this fault lines, and you'll see why I'm calling it that in a moment. I'm going to save it to my desktop so I can find it easily as we move through. And I'm going to save that as a PNG. And the reason I'm saving it in this format is because it will preserve the transparency. If I save it as a JPEG, all of the things we did to make it transparent in the background are going to go back to white. So let's save it as a PNG, and it will be transparent as we use our image later. So the next step in our process is to actually overlay the scatter plot that we just created on top of a world map. And so I've included this map here on our website, Technology That Works website, on the fault lines page. And so to get that, you'll see it right here. You can just go and download that, maybe. Save as. I think that wants to save the whole page, so let's see what's going on here. Oh, there we go. When it highlights, just click there, and it'll show it in a new page, and save image as world map. And you can save that in your downloads or on your desktop. I'm going to save it on my desktop. Already got one, but it's going to be the exact same thing. So got my world map, and I've got my scatter plot that I've already created. So I'm going to use a Word document. You can use a PowerPoint or a Word, whatever you want. And I'm going to insert my image back into my Word document so I can start to get a visual of this. So I'm going to go in and insert a picture from File. And that file that I want to use is right there on my desktop, and it's World Map. So I'm going to insert it first, and it's got my latitude and my longitude. That looks familiar, and I can make this a little bit bigger if I'd like, and I can go in and change how I want the text to look. I just like it in front of text so I can kind of move things around if I want to. And now I'm going to insert my scatter plot, and it's now a picture. So I'm going to go to Picture from File. It's on my desktop, and I called that Fault Lines. And so I'm going to bring that to the front. Just right click on it. Go to, well, I need to change the change it to be in front of text. So you'll notice we have our world map in the background and our longitude and latitude in the foreground, but it doesn't match up. So I want to try to match up these two. So I'm going to take my image and try to make them kind of line up on the lines. So first step in that is going to be to kind of get that top line going there, and then I'm going to come down here and grab that bottom line and see if I can't get those to line up. So we've got that at -60, so we want to get our -60 right there on top of that, and we can do -60 right here. And we're pretty close, but no cigar, so we're going to pull that down just a little bit. Getting closer, so we want to get our 0, 0 right there on top of it, and you're just going to have to play with it a little bit. You can actually use the Control or Command key to kind of nudge it over and see if you can't get it to line up. Actually, it's the Alt on a Mac. And so you see my lines are pretty close, not quite there, still a little too spread out. Gonna make those a little bit smaller Make this a little bit smaller, get those 90s lined up as close as I can here. So that's pretty close. Looks like 180s right here on the line and 90s right here on the line. So as we look at this, we kind of have what we want to be our final image, and you'll notice that our little red dots are showing up here on our map. And this is kind of an aha moment for people, because when they look at that they think, okay, I see what that is. Those are fault lines. So we're going to actually take these two, we can select both of them, and we will group them, and now we can save that as a picture, and we can call that fault line map. So now we have our map. We can do all kinds of things with that. We can actually spread it out where we can see it maybe a little bit better. It's okay if it's stretched a little bit, and you can go in and you can see, okay, here are the places where I see fault lines, and we'll use that in our next exercise.